What's up, my Essential Gunnets? It's the Sentiment here, so back again with another classic WWE pay-per-view review. Once again, back into that 1997 WWF archives. This month marks the 25th anniversary of a show I'm going to talk about. 25th anniversary of one of the best match types in professional wrestling history. And the 25th anniversary of one of the best top 10 best debuts in professional wrestling history. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Bad Blood in Your House 1997. This show took place at the Kell Center, or the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri, on the 5th of October 1997. The attendance of the show was 21,151. In Your House Bad Blood 97 received about 240,000 pay-per-view buys. I looked up WrestleTalk TV's website because they did a list of WWE pay-per-view buy rates. They said like Bad Blood 97 received about 168,000. I don't think that's true. I'm one of these people saying this show received about 240,000 pay-per-view buys because the selling point of the show was the first Hell in a Cell match between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, not 168,000. I say like 240,000 pay-per-view buys, not 168. But anyway, a massive upgrade than the previous year's In Your House show. That was In Your House Buried Alive from October of 1996. That was known for the first Buried Alive match between Mankind and The Undertaker. That received about 100,000 pay-per-view buys. Yeah, 100,000 pay-per-view buys because 1996 was still in the dark days for the company, still in that cartoonish side of professional wrestling. Fast forward 1 year later, we're not quite there in the Attitude Era. They're on the right direction. You know, the product's starting to get edgy. I don't want to get in more details about it. I'm just trying to review the show. Anyway, the commentators for the show are Vince McMahon, Jim Ross, and Jerry the King Lawler. This is Vince McMahon's final pay-per-view as the head play-by-play guy. And then, 1 month later at Survivor Series, via the Montreal Screwjob, he screwed Bret Hart, and he became Mr. McMahon, and the rest is history. Feuding with Austin, Kiss My Ass Club, Vince McMahon vs. God, and Hornswoggle being Vince McMahon's son, in kayfabe, by the way. Lots of shit. And also, this year in our current timeline, seeing him facing Pat McAfee in a match in his mid-70s. Jesus Christ, a lot of shit with Vince McMahon in over the last 25 years, and now he stepped down currently in our current timeline. So wow, 25 years of Vince McMahon, after Montreal. So it's just what it is. So anyway, before we get to the matches on the show, I want to talk about two non-matches on the show. Talk about the good thing, the good point, and the bad point of the show. So let's get the positive out of the way first. So during the show, they did this prototype, paying tribute to the wrestlers and the promoters of the St. Louis territory in those whether it's 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever. Because at the time, you can tell it's a prototype version of the Hall of Fame, because at this moment in time, they were not really doing Hall of Fames. Yeah, they brought it back in 2004, rest is history. But in the show, they kind of did a prototype version of a Hall of Fame, paying tribute to the wrestlers and the promoter of the St. Louis territories. You had Jack Briscoe, the brother of Vince McMahon's stooge, Jerry Briscoe. You had Lou Thesz, who won the NWA World Title, I think it was 6 times. You had Sam Munchik, I think that's his name, who is the promoter of the St. Louis territory. You had the Funk Brothers, Dory and Terry Funk. You had Jim Kiniski, and you got Holly Race. Yeah, Holly Race. And also they had this video package of them, their accomplishments, that was narrated by Michael Cole, how they won the NWA Tag Team titles and also the NWA World Title. In the Holly Race video package, they showed a news article of him and Ric Flair, because they're not going to show, because at the time they didn't really got the rights. This is 4 years before they ended up buying WCW. You know, they never show the because they bring up the first Starcade, the Starcade match between Harley Race and Ric Flair. And Terry Funk, who recently in 1997 defeated Raven for the ECW World Title. That was his last world title in his career. So yeah, it was a good tribute to those legends, And in the Lou Thesz video package, it said his last match was in 1990 at the age of 74. He was in his late 70s, get almost 80. Like holy shit, he died in 2002. Sad, but yeah, it was really shocking. He looks in his 60s. But 70s probably 70, probably like 70 or I think it was about 80s at the time. Holy crap! But yeah, it was a good tribute. Yeah, it didn't really. It kind of served a purpose. Killing time. It's a good killing time. Sometimes I say that doing segments on pay-per-views just do not work in the wrestling format because it's a segment you probably see on a wrestling weekly show, but not on a pay-per-view you spend a lot of money. But they're kind of killing time perfectly, just paying the people, the wrestlers, and the promoter of that St. Louis territories. It's a shame how they never bring in the Orton the Ortons, like Bob, Orton Senior and Junior. They are the granddad and the father of Randy Orton, the current superstar. That's really, I don't know if they wrestled in St. Louis. I'm not too sure. That's a slight nitpick. So that was the good, positive side. But this show was on the bad side. Mourn of the death of the loose cannon Brian Pillman. He was originally supposed to face Dude Love on this show. Vince announced that he died in a hotel room in was it Bloomington, Minnesota, because he wrestled the previous night. And then later on, Vince he's speculating that Pillman died of a drug overdose. I'm not too sure if he actually took drugs, Brian Pillman. I never seen that Dark Side of the Ring episode about Brian Pillman. I don't know, but yeah, he died of a genetic large heart, and wow, man, I think it's not on the same level as Owen died at Over the Edge '99. They never show the actual death of Owen Hart, a Blue Blazer. The crowd completely died. Did not really give a shit about the show. But this, I think the crowd did give a shit about the show because they kind of cheered a bit. But yeah, it was shocking to see. Probably shocked heard about Brian Pillman's death. They kind of announced it at the free what's it called the free for all it's called. And I'm gonna say right now because I'm make this review about longer and talk about Brian Pillman. That dude fits the attitude pretty damn well, man. His look, he fits it pretty damn well. He was in the middle of this rivalry between him and Goldust. And his death kind of threw the spanner in the works, I think in my gut feeling that they're going to have this... I think the world going to have a payoff between Goldust and Brian Pillman, having Marlena reunite with Goldust, but, I don't think they'll have... I think Pillman will probably do his own thing. I don't know. I don't think he'll go to WCW after the Montreal Screwjob. I think if he went back to WCW, he'll probably be part of the Horsemen because of Ric Flair. I don't think he'll fit in the NWO. That'll be stupid to be another guy on that group. But there's legends out there over the years saying the original plan having Brian Pillman feuding with Steve Austin, being in that Dude Love role, in the spring of '98, having him facing Austin for the WWF title. I'm not too sure if Pillman could probably win the title. He probably might. But, imagine the loose cannon wearing a suit. He was groomed by Vince McMahon to be in his heir, his successor during the whole McMahon-Austin feud. The start of the feud between Austin and McMahon. Pillman, facing Steve Austin at Unforgiven and Over the Edge for these titles instead of Dude Love. But I think he was on the verge of becoming the next star. I watch his watch his work in WCW when I do my nitros, seeing Pillman doing the loose. You can tell he's developing that character pretty damn well. ECW was there for a cup of coffee, but I think that vehicle accident really play a massive part of his death. I know what people are gonna say. Oh well, if he had that CAT scan like Eddie, they'll probably be alive today. You don't know that, but it's a shame. I think you got two kids. Brian Pillman, his son is currently in AEW. Grew up without a dad. That's really disappointing. Great example with Owens kids. Growing up without a dad, and same as Bulldogs. Kids. It's a shame losing the dad pretty damn young. It's just like, yeah, it's like you only get one in your life, and it's hot. It's just broken losing a family member. So yeah, it's a shame. I like the storyline between Pillman and Goldust. I said they throw the spanner into the works. Having instead, you had Goldust and Marlena having that divorce angle, and then that really hurt Goldust's momentum. I don't know if he'll turn heel. He'll probably. I don't think he'll turn heel. I think he'll remain as a babyface. We don't know if Pillman stayed alive, man. It's just shame, man. So that's my 2 cents on it, man. It's like he was on the verge to become one of the best stars of the Attitude Era. He'll be in the big three alongside Austin, Rock, Pillman. But if he's still alive, but it's a shame. He died at the age of 35. That's still young as a human being, and also as a professional wrestler. So that's my 2 cents on it. Like I said, it's not on the same level as Owen Hart level from Over the Edge '99. I don't want to talk about that. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on those non wrestling matches. The paying tribute to the St. Louis territory, and also the death of Brian Pillman. So let's talk about the actual matches. So the first match to kick off Bad Blood in Your House. This is a 3-on-2 handicap match. We got Legion of Doom, LOD, Hawk and Animal taking on members of the Nation of Domination. That is Kama Mustafa, the future Godfather, D'Lo Brown, and Rocky Maivia, the future Rock. Originally, it was supposed to be a 6-man tag team match. LOD and the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock, taking on the Nation of Domination. Unfortunately, Ken Shamrock still recovering from an injury, something like an internal, what is it called, an internal injury. He suffered he said he injured his lung in a match against Farouk in that Intercontinental title match the previous month in September. That was on the Go Home show to One Night Only. The match was good. I really enjoyed this match. Really good. The fans were chanting "Rocky sucks." I thought it's gonna be a bore fest, but no, it was an entertaining match, back and forth. In the end, you had the Legion of Doom trying to hit. I think you're trying to hit the Rock or one of the members of NOD. I think it was maybe D'Lo Brown with the Doomsday device, but no Farouk in this match because Farouk's preparing for his match against Owen Hart for the Intercontinental title later on the show. We'll get to their match later on, but he did interfere to help the Nation of Domination win. He had Rocky Maivia hit the future Rock Bottom onto, I think it was Hawk and Animal for the win. So it's just like, this is like Rocky Maivia, Rock's first match, pay-per-view match as a heel, because he took several months out due to an injury. And this was, on that like career revival for him. He became part of the Nation, and he became from the Rock, and then he became the Intercontinental Champion, then the Corporate Champ, and the rest is history. And now he's making movies. He's just recently did the Black Adam movie. I really want to see that. So yeah, it was just like purpose to get the NLD and Rocky Maivia over, and they did. So it was, Rock was not quite there yet, but it was a good match to kick off the pay-per-view. Like I said, it was fast-paced, it was entertaining as well. It was only 12 minutes, they did most out of those 12 minutes to do a good, fun match to kick off the pay-per-view. After that match between LOD versus NLD, the show kind of went down in quality. So the next match, this is a tag team midget match. Hate to use the word midgets, it's true. We got Max, Minnie, and Nova taking on Mosaic and Tarantula. This sucked. I'm sorry. Actually, it's not really sucked. It was an okay match, to be honest, but like, I don't get this, man. My gut feeling, they're just taking shots of WCW's cruiserweights, the luchadors, guys like Rey Mysterio and Juventud Guerrera and Psychosis, them lot. You know, that's really is just taking shots of the luchadors in WCW. Like one more of the match, I think it was Mosaic or sorry, trying to get my words out. Tarantula kind of pick up Max Mini and thrown him onto the commentary booth, and they had Jerry Lawler laughing because last few weeks he kind of berate Max Mini because at the previous month's previous month's pay per view called not one and only but at Ground Zero, you know, he had he had Max Mini in Jerry the King Lawler's lap, wear his crown. They had this whole Lawler's kid chant, but he didn't really do much. He didn't really attack him. He didn't really do much of that. So try to keep it short and simple. In the end, Nova and Max Mini got the victory. Max Mini got the win. I think he rolled up Mosaic or Tarantula with the was it a crucifix rock pin for the win. So I think this is the last time the midgets have a pay-per-view match for Hope. You know, maybe they had a match at DX in your house in December. We'll get to that in 2 months' time, but I don't know. But I kind of got rid of that because it didn't really serve a purpose. Because, like I said, just taking shots at WCW's luchadors. That's really it. It didn't really serve a purpose. Didn't do much. I don't think they got over. I think Max Mini got over a bit. But besides that, you know, the costumes was cheesy. You know, the shtick really was run its course. So let's move on to the next match. So the next match is first of two championship matches on the show. This is for the WWF Tag Team Championships. We got the Head Banners, Marsh and Thrasher, defending the belts against the Godwins, Henry and Phileas, with Uncle Cletus in their corner. You had Sunny doing the ring announcing, and she did like a stinking gesture towards the Godwins because I heard rumors that, you know, Sunny used to manage the Godwins. That was like maybe 95 or 1996 when they were just being hog farmers as baby faces. You know, I think they had you had Sunny trying to back off, trying to apologize to them, you know, because the hog farmers. You can tell they're leaning more you can tell they ditching the whole hog farmers gimmick. They're holding the Confederate flag. They end up becoming Southern Justice, you know, using their real names, and then teaming up with Jeff Jarrett, and then you know, and Phileas will become Midian, part of Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness faction in '99. So, match sucked. I'm sorry, it was not that good. It was boring, to be honest. You know, Head Banners in their one and only tag team title reign. I'll get to that shortly. You had Cletus got involved. I think he hit Marshall Thrasher with the clothesline without the referee noticing. The ending was not that good. I think it was a botch. So basically, I think it was Thrasher or Marsh trying to do their leg drop off the top rope. Phileas or Henry kind of botched it, or they say like they counted it, but it's more of a botch than a counter. So the Godwins won this match and became the tag team champions. I think it's also their only time as the tag team champions. Maybe they won it before. I'm not too sure, but that was a bad finish, and it wasn't really a good match. You know, the Godwins are not really over. You know, they just not got over. You know, it's just they're not that good in the ring. They were just big guys, and it's just like I think with the Head Banners, they're not really quite there yet. They're not ready to win the title. You know, they're only there. They won the titles because Austin got hurt. Him and Doolov cannot retain the tag team titles, so that was it. And they never won the tag team titles ever again. It's a shame. You know, why can't they just like build them up? Like they backed themselves in the corner, and it really hurt them. You know, I think like they fought one time against the New Age Outlaws in 1998, failed to win that. Yeah, they never won the tag team titles ever again. Why can't they just have? It would be better off having the Head Banners won this match, and and you know, retain. You know, they end up, you know, the Godwins end up dropping the titles to LOD, and then LOD end up dropping the titles to the New Age Outlaws. You know, it's just like the tag team titles in 1997 kind of flip flopping. You know, first it was Owen and Bulldog, then it was Austin and Michaels, and then it was Austin and Doolov, then Head Banners, then the Godwins, then LOD, then the New Age Outlaws of Billy Gunn and Road Dogg. So let's move on to the next match. So yeah, it was not a good match to watch, you know. So moving on to the second championship match of the night. So this is for the Intercontinental Championship. This is the finals of the Intercontinental Title Tournament. Farouk, the leader of the Nation of Domination, taking on Owen Hart. Owen recently just wearing the Owen 316 t-shirt. Owen 316 I just broke your neck t-shirt because he injured the neck of Stone Cold Steve Austin at SummerSlam in August. So this is more between Austin and Owen than the Titan Towel tournament picture. It was just like filler, because I said in I think I said it in, maybe it's Ground Zero or one of my Raw reviews. I think they just had Owen just retain the title and did like a normal title match, not just the finals of the IC title tournament. Vince Russo. So anyway, so this is more between Austin. You know, Owen did a pre-match promo saying like making the authority figures, Sergeant Slaughter, to do their job, get Owen, basically get Austin fired, get Austin out of his sight. And then Farouk did a promo, said about like Doc Hendricks, how the hell he's still in the WWF in 1997. He became Michael PSA's when he was managing the Hardys in 1998, 99. Anyway, so he said about like Austin, it doesn't like you playing the trump card because of Stone Cold Steve Austin. And yeah, Farouk says he doesn't like hold the candle to him. He's not from the street as I, and you know, he's just not, and he's just a name doesn't matter to me, something like that. So anyway, the match was just blah. It was more between Stone Cold Steve Austin harassing the commentary teams, the English commentary team with Vince, JR, and the King. He said like he's seeing like Owen just grabbing the Owen 316 t-shirt and seeing like the back of the t-shirt saying I just broke your neck. It's like did you broke my neck? No, you got me pissed off. So anyway, so he harassed the Spanish team. That's Tito Santana and Carlos Cabrera, but that's his name. You know, I think Tito Santana basically, I think he kind of insult Austin, called him crazy or something like that. Austin didn't really. He's joking around and say I know a little Spanish, and then he go near to the French commentary team. One with one of them's got like called Ray Rougeau. That's one half of the Rougeau brothers from the tag team from the 80s. He said in Montreal, he's gonna like stub a mud hole in someone else's ass. So yeah, he was harassing the commentary team. That's the whole bulk of the match. In the end, I think he also was doing the timekeeping. You know, ringing the bell. That was middle somewhere in like during the match. So in the end, Austin managed to help Owen Hart win. Hit Farouk with the Intercontinental title belt. I thought he just hit. It'd be really cool if they just like hit Farouk with the Stone Cold, distract the referee, and and hit Farouk with the Stone Cold Stunner. But no, he just hit Farouk with the title belt. Owen wins. Owen wins the IC title for the second time, and that was it. So this match doesn't mean anything. The tournament didn't serve a purpose. It's just like it's more continue the storyline between Owen and Austin. This match is set up the revenge match for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Set up his match with Owen Hart at Survivor Series next month. And spoiler, I'll get to Survivor Series in a few weeks' time. Anyway, so spoiler: Austin beats Owen for the title. And he also became a 2-time IC champion, and the rest is history. So yeah, it was just bland. No, like heel versus heel, just never going to work. It's just there for Austin because Austin. They're like the star powers on this show. Austin's still not yet cleared to wrestle. Goldust, not wrestling. Doolove is not on the show because, like, the midget match, earlier, that was just filling time because the original match was supposed to be Doolove, Brian Pillman, but Pillman died, so it was kind of like fresh without any storyline or build. So anyway, there's no build to this between the IC title tournament. It was just filling up the storyline between Austin and Owen Hart. So let's move on to the next match. Yeah, I need a drink before we get to the next match. So the next match, holy shit, it just gone downhill the show a little bit. So yeah, the next match, this is an 8-man tag team match. We got members of Los Boricuas, that is Savio Vega, Jesus Costello Jr., Jose Estrada Jr., and Miguel Perez. I'm trying to remember the names, by the way. They're taking on members of the Disciple of Apocalypse. That's Crush, Skull and 8 Ball. That's the future Ron and Don. The future Patrick and Gerald. The creative control team. Part of Vince Russo in WCW. Go and watch my review of Mayhem 99 for more information. And yeah, the future Harris brothers. And the former Beverly brothers in those mid-90s WWF around the 94-95 period. And Chains is Brian Lee. Brian Lee is the fake Undertaker. That Undertaker match from SummerSlam 94. Yeah, this match sucked. It sucked. S-U-C-K-E-D sucked. It felt like a match you probably see on Monday Night Raw, not on a pay-per-view that you're spending a lot of money. I did not give a shit. In the end, DOA got the victory. Moving on. Yeah, they're just jobbers at this moment in time, the Los Boricuas guys. DOA, people talk about Aces and Eights being the worst biker group, you know. I disagree. I think DOA is the worst biker group. Aces and Eights, you got kind of the star power like Bully Ray, Devon, Luke Gallows, you know, Dark Gallows, and Co. You know, but with this, you got nobodies. You know, Crush, kind of, but Brian Lee's like a jobber. Skull and 8 Ball, former Beverly Blues brothers, my apologies, not getting over. It's just like a crappy group, you know. This whole faction warfare thing is stupid. Vince Russo. Sorry, my apologies. It's just Vince Russo, man. Jesus Christ. Faction warfare. Holy fuck. I'm glad they got rid of that. It just didn't really serve a purpose. AEW did it better. AEW do their faction warfare way better than what the WWF did in 1997. So moving on to that was match number 5. Yeah, match number 5. You know. That match number 5. No, yeah, match number 6. This is a tag team flag match. And by the way, the only titles not on the line is the WWF Championship. Bret Hart at the time was the champion. So Bret Hart and the British Bulldog David Boy Smith, they taken on Vader and the Patriot Dale Wilkes in, like I said, a flag match. It's on the pole match. Vince Russo. My apologies. So this is just a rubber match, the blow off to the rivalry between Bret Hart and the Patriots. So and also I like the promo of Vader. He's just saying the best of, he's saying Bret's catchphrase, the best of is, the best of was, and the best ever will be. That's a bunch of bullshit. They kind of bleeped when Vader say bullshit, you know, on the network, you know. You know, he's just, yeah, glad he said that. He said, like, me and the Patriot don't have something in common. We just don't like big mouth Canadians. Actually, Bulldog, yeah, he probably live in Canada, but he's actually not from Canada. He's actually from the UK. A bit of a mixed bag. So anyway, the match, it was a good match. I think this is the 3rd best match of the night. But here's the nitpick about this. It was too long in my opinion. It was last about 23 minutes long. 23 minutes. And, you know, and you have to win by catching the flag and also win by pinfall and submission. That took the flag thing out of it. And, they're teasing, some of the wrestlers going after the flag. Yeah, I think the Patriot and Vader have to get the American flag, and Bret and Bulldog have to get the Canadian flag. You had some good wrestling, you know. One more of the match, you had I think Bulldog. First off, Bret locked in the Patriot with the figure 4 leg lock on the ring post. Then Patriot locked in the I think he locked in the sharpshooter. Then the figure 4 leg lock on Bret. But he had some good brawling, but it was more of a tag team format. I think they thrive much better if they did like a tornado tag style, and also stop doing the whole pinfall submission thing. I'll get to my I wish they took that out instead of you have to win by pinfall submission, and also grabbing the flag. It just like makes that thing more meaningless. Try to keep it short and simple. So yeah, it's some good wrestling. In the end, Pedro was going for like a roll up. And also I think the announcers brought like injuries of Vader. Vader suffered like a hyperextend elbow. He fought against Ken Shamrock in Japan. What I thought he's had the internal injuries, in the hands of Farouk. Why is he coming in Japan? It will make the injury worse. I don't get it. Maybe it's a sign that maybe it's a sign Shamrock was a bit green. I don't know. I don't understand that. Why they did that. Anyway, so in the end, Pedro was going for like a roll up, but Brett countered off his own roll up for the win. And yeah, what's the point? Why could just, like I said, why could they just do winner gets the flag? That's it. Not pinfall submission. It just makes it meaningless. So yeah, this is the third time that Brett is not main eventing. He was the WWF champion because at Ground Zero he fought the Patriot. The title match was the second to last match of the show. Then he fought the Undertaker in that SummerSlam rematch. Second last match of the show. And now like this match against him and Bulldog versus Vader and the Patriot. Second last match of the show. And this is the only time that Brett's not putting the title on the line, because he's putting the title on the line at Survivor Series. We'll get to that in a few weeks' time. Sadly, this was Del Wilkes Patriots' last match. Because he originally was supposed to be in that USA-Canada match at Survivor Series, but he got hurt, and you never see him ever again. I think it's a sign that, the company's going into the Attitude Era. Maybe the Patriot, doesn't really fit in that era. I wish they kept him. I wish they just basically repackaged the Patriots and ended up becoming Del Wilkes something else. Like, give him a different gimmick. I think, yeah, it was just there for in the last few months of the New Generation era before they became the Attitude Era. I think if he stay fit and still remains the Patriot in the Attitude Era, he'll get booed and shit on. I think like him not in the Attitude Era did the right thing, but I wish they'd just take him off TV, repackaged him, and depending. Yeah, I'm not saying he was a bad wrestler, the Patriot. Del Wilkes, he was a good worker. He's not like a good talker. He's okay talker, but I think this whole USA thing kind of run its course. On a bright spot for him, he ended up like having the future Kurt Angle theme music. So yeah, I wish they just like did not like killed him off. He was there, he was here and then gone in 1997, and you never see him ever again. It's just a shame. And in that match, what I'm talking about, the flag match, 3 of the wrestlers are no longer with us. That's Vader, Bulldog, and Del Wilkes. He died last year in our current timeline in 2021. I think he was in his 60s, so it's a shame. So, yeah, this was, like, I say this is Brett's least worst match of the night, of the year. He had best matches in 1997, like against Austin and The Undertaker. And the Patriot match at Ground Zero was good. But yeah, I think this is the worst match of 1997 for Brett. And also, you can pin that fatal 4-way at the Final Four. That was also a crap match. So let's move on to the main event. So yeah, the main event, the first Hell in the Cell match in WWF WWE history. The Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels taking on The Undertaker. It started in the summer when Shawn Michaels was the special guest referee in the Undertaker Bret Hart match at SummerSlam. Shawn he was about to hit Bret because Bret kind of spit Shawn in the face. He spit him in the face. Shawn trying to hit Bret with the chair, but he accidentally hit The Undertaker in the head and helped Bret wins the title for the 5th time in his career. Then the first match in their rivalry between in their careers between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. They never fought before. They fought at Ground Zero. The match ended he fought in a non-contest. So this set up this match, Hell in the Cell. At this moment in time, Shawn Michaels. This is the start of D-Generation X. Shawn Michaels, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, Chyna, and Revolution Rick Rude. And at the previous month's pay-per-view at One Night Only, Shawn Michaels defeat the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith for the European title, and to become the first Grand Slam champion in the company's history. it basically buried the fuck out of the Bulldog because he was a god in the United Kingdom. And yeah, it was where he got some heat. Go watch my review of In Your House. What's like One Night Only '97. My apologies for more information. So anyway, so he said, and also in that post promo, Sean just basically buried the fuck out of the European title. Says like, I'm not defending the title on the line. So yeah, because the European title was non-existent, and because it's more of British Bulldog style than like the minute relevant in the Attitude Era. But yeah, it was just British Bulldog's title. It's similar to John Cena's spinner belt. So anyway, so I think like at the time, because I think the original idea they're supposed to do a steel cage match. Shawn really don't like steel cage matches. It's very rare to see Shawn Michaels in a cage match in his WWE career. You're not gonna find it because he doesn't like steel cage matches. I think the only one he had was outside of the WWE. I think it was we'll call it AWA. Him and Marty Jannetty, the Rockers, in some match. I don't know. But besides, that's the only match Shawn compete. The only steel cage match he only compete. He never compete in a steel cage match ever since. Mostly in Hell in a Cell matches. So I'm guessing like at the time maybe people speculating what the Hell in a Cell is going to look like. Was it gonna because JR saying JR like describing that this is not a cage match. You have to win by pinfall and submission. So I heard it's like rumors. It's based on the War Games in WCW/NWA, and it's got that Memphis style fit cage. So I kind of like that. So this match of the night, man. I really enjoy this match between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. They had amazing chemistry over the years in the late '90s, until their epic WrestleMania trilogy matches in 25 and 26. In the late 2000s, early 2010s, they just really had good chemistry. I really enjoy this match. Like one more of the match, you had a Taker grabbing Shawn, rammed him into the ring post, into the cage of Hell in a Cell. You had Shawn Michaels hit the Undertaker with the steel steps and power drive from Taker onto those steel steps. Not a tombstone power driver, just a regular power driver, legs down when he's sitting down. I think Shawn attacked a cameraman. I think like Taker's like arms were caught on the ropes. Shawn was about to do something, but Taker managed to get out of the ropes. I think he body dropped Shawn Michaels onto the cameraman, and then Shawn took his frustration out of the cameraman. And also after he hit Taker with the power driver, I think he told the cameraman get the fuck out of the way, kind of bleeped or something like that. So anyway, they trying to unlock the cage door to get the they basically get to medical basically get the cameraman out of the Hell in the Cell because he's hurt. It was a black guy. He had to basically get him out of the Hell in a Cell, medical treatment. Anyway, so Taker and Shawn fight outside the cell. Taker catapult Shawn Michaels into the cage wall. He bled, and he kind of throws Shawn like a dart. And also, they were climbing on top of the cage, like on top of the cage, the structure. And Taker kind of back body dropped Shawn Michaels on the top of the cage wall. It's not on the same level as Taker Mankind from King of the Ring, 1998. Mick Foley went through the cage like roof. I say wall. Roof. My apologies. Shawn took a back body drop onto that cage like roof. Like that. It felt like he's not dead. If Shawn went through that, he'll probably be dead. But anyway, so Shawn went through the. I think Shawn went through the announce tables. That was sick. That was a sick bump. Making the Hell in a Cell like really historic, and it is historic. So Shawn, I'll get to the switching music a bit shortly. So Taker just chokeslammed Shawn off the top rope. He was going for the tombstone power driver, and out comes, it was the light. The lights gone out, and then suddenly we got the debut of Kane, and then you had Vince shouting that's Paul Bearer. He said, "That's gotta be Kane." That's the best announcement for Vince McMahon. That's got to be Kane, because I think people at the time speculating what Kane is going to look like. You know, spent the whole storyline. You know, Undertaker as a kid. You know, in kayfabe, setting fire of the funeral home, kill his parents. Not Kane. Kane survived. He's like badly burned. You know, Paul Bearer came back with the mustache. You know, we haven't saw Paul Bearer since SummerSlam. He interfered in the Taker Brett match. Anyway, so Kane, you know, ripped the cage door of Hell in a Cell. Undertaker's emotions kind of changed because first off, he's beating the piss out of the guy who cost him the world title at SummerSlam, and all of a sudden seeing his dead brother or brother for the first time since as kids. Kane conjure up, you know, Kane is Glenn Jacobs, by the way, the former Isaac Yankem and the fake Diesel and the Christmas tree character that was outside of WWE, by the way. So yeah, Kane kind of conjured up some flames onto the ring post, on the top of the ring post actually. Kane attacked the Undertaker, kicked him in the groin area, hit him with the Tombstone Piledriver, left. Shawn managed to pin him, and also Shawn never hit Taker with the switching music. You know, I think he kind of did like tuning up the band, trying to set up the switching music, but I think Taker counted it, probably hit him with a chokeslam or something. I don't remember because it was 30 minutes long, by the way, so my memory's a bit faint. So anyway, so Shawn won this match. By the way, he went on to face Bret Hart for the WWF title at Survivor Series because winner face the champion at Survivor Series, you know, yeah, make the stakes more higher, you know, because the European title is shit, you know, it's just shit, you know. I'm glad they made the right call to have, winner face the champion at Survivor Series. It's a number one contenders match. I think they made the right call. So, you know, yeah, in the end, you had Triple H and China, Shawn Michaels out. Shawn was bleeding buckets. I think they have to do it because I think this is I think the right thing to up the ante a little bit, you know, because the company they're getting beaten by WCW because WCW is on the high with the whole NWO thing. You had the cruiserweights and Sting as the Crow. Sting, you know, they need to step up the plate. I'm trying to say. I think they did well of doing that because it's funny. WCW a few weeks later at Halloween Havoc they did a regular cage match. You know, fans call it Age of the Cage. It was Hogan and Piper. Yeah, the Savage did that, but he jumped off the cage, probably blow up his. He kind of landed on his leg, almost blow up his knee. You had fake stings. You had attacking the fake sting. That was just a live action promotion of that year's Starrcade between Hogan and Sting, their match. Go watch my review of WCW Halloween Havoc 97 for more information. Just click on the NWA WCW pay-per-view reviews, and you'll probably find my review of Halloween Havoc 97 more information. Yeah, they're trying to step up the ante of that. That was shit. This was amazing. It was a masterpiece. They told a great story. And also the title was not on the line, by the way. That steel cage match between Hogan and Piper, that was shit. But this was for who faced Bret at Survivor Series. So Taker took some time off at that. I don't think, he didn't compete at Survivor Series. It's the first time since he debuted in 1990 that he never competed in Survivor Series. He's been in every Survivor Series between 1990 and 96. He missed more in the next couple of years because he was part-timing, but you know what I mean. So Taker, I think Taker took a year off, missed the two pay-per-views. He ended up continued the rivalry between him and Shawn Michaels at the Royal Rumble. I'll get to the casket match at the Royal Rumble in 1998. Not next time, but in January we'll get to Royal Rumble season. So it was a good way to kick off. It's a good way to end the show, seeing one of the best match types in professional wrestling history, and one of the best top 10 best debuts in the history of professional wrestling. The debut of Kane. So it was really good seeing that monster guy, red and black attire, the mask. Kane. Glenn Jacobs is. I think he's 2 inches taller than Mark Calloway, so I think the boots made him add more 2 inches to his size, so it's really good to see. I think Kane's more muscular than Undertaker. Undertaker is big, but he's not known for his physique. He's not really like a big muscular guy. Kane is it, with the shoulders and arms. In the next when he was in his 40s, he ended up having like a bear gut or something. So anyway, so my final reign for Bad Blood 1990. By the way, I forgot to mention this. This is the first of 3. They ended up doing 2 more in 2003, 2004. That was part of the Raw brand. And yeah, they were planning to bring it back in 2017, but they decided to call it Great Balls of Fire. I don't want to get into that. So anyway, so my final rating for Bad Blood 1997. Oh boy, I'm gonna give it a 7. Actually, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I think that's a fair rating for this. 7 out of 10. I thought it was gonna be a bad show. You got some bad on the show. This is a tale of two takes. You had some good stuff and you got some bad stuff. The midgets match, the midgets tag team match, I played in the okay. It didn't really it didn't do nothing for me. Like you got bad. Here's the bad. Pillman's death was like in the bad. Like the tag team title match. You had the Los Boricuas versus DOA. That was also shit. Farouk versus Owen. That was more furthering up the rivalry between Owen Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's in the bad. The good is the good, man. The flag match, still good. I'm not saying it's bad. I think it was passable. It's just what it is. Ending the rivalry between Bret Hart and the Patriots. That was the third best match of the night. The second best match of the night has to be LOD versus NOD. And the match of the night has to be the first Hell in a Cell match. Go and watch it. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, really good. It set the bar higher to of Hell in a Cell matches over the years, over the last 25 years. The top two has to be Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Mankind from King of the Ring '98. Recently on our current timeline we had Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes had that best epic Hell in a Cell match early this year. So there's not a Hell in a Cell match can top up the first one from 1997. So, and also plus the WWF paying tribute to the legends of St. Louis at the St. Louis territories. That was a good way, because in St. Louis to kill time, like a prototype Hall of Fame thing. So anyway, so hope you enjoyed my review of Bad Blood 1997. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash like button, click the like, click the bell, subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. Be part of the Central Unit for more wrestling videos and more. Next time, so we're in Halloween. I want to review. We're in the 20th. We're close to the 20th anniversary of another show, for good and for bad reasons. You got another Hell in a Cell match. It was really good, and you got a crap match featured of Katie Thick. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about No Mercy 2002. So this is the Central Man officially signing out. Check you later. Now that's my review of Bad Blood 97. I give it a thumbs up.